Never trust people who ask you for these 7 favors. My brothers and sisters, in life we are all tested in different ways. Sometimes the test comes in the form of people, those who enter our lives not to bring goodness, but to take advantage of our kindness. Allah has given us wisdom and discernment to recognize when something is not right. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Not everyone who asks for a favor is sincere. There are certain favors that, when people ask of you, should raise a red flag. Be cautious, for these favors often come from those who do not have your best interest at heart. 1. Lying on their behalf. If someone asks you to lie for them, even if it seems small, know that this is a test from Allah. Truth is a foundation of faith, and the moment we compromise it for someone else, we are allowing dishonesty to enter our own hearts. A person who truly respects you will never ask you to go against your principles. 2. Covering up their wrongdoings. There is a difference between protecting someone's honor and enabling their sins. If someone asks you to hide their evil actions, whether in business, relationships, or daily dealings, be wary. Silence in the face of injustice is complicit. We should advise with wisdom but not become a shield for wrongdoing. 3. Lending large amounts of money without accountability. Islam encourages generosity, but it also teaches responsibility. If someone continuously asks for money without any intention of repaying or improving the situation, you must think carefully. A true friend will not misuse your goodwill or make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. 4. Taking the blame for their mistakes. When someone constantly shifts blame onto you and asks you to bear consequences for their actions, they are not sincere. Each person is accountable for their own deeds. Do not allow anyone to burden you with what is not yours to carry. 5. Speaking ill of others on their behalf. Gossip and slander are major sins. Yet some people will try to use your voice to spread their grudges. Be mindful. Your words have weight, and once they are spoken, they cannot be taken back. If someone asks you to destroy another's honor with your tongue, know that this is not a person you can trust. 6. Risking your own safety for their benefit. A true friend or companion would never put you in harm's way for their own gain. If someone asks you to do something dangerous, illegal, or compromising, they do not care for you. Your life and well-being are valuable. Do not allow anyone to use you as a shield for their reckless actions. 7. Turning against your family or loved ones. One of the most dangerous things a person can ask of you is to cut ties with your family for their sake. A righteous companion will encourage unity, not division. Be cautious of those who try to isolate you from those who truly care about you. My brothers and sisters, trust is a precious gift. Allah has given us minds to think, hearts to feel, and intuition to sense when something is not right. When someone repeatedly asks for favors that compromise your integrity, your safety, or your peace of mind, it is a sign that they do not deserve your trust. Be kind, be generous, but also be wise. May Allah grant us understanding and protect us from those who seek to harm us. Ameen. Trust is a valuable commodity, one that should be earned rather than demanded. In life, we encounter many people who seek to establish relationships with us, some genuine, others with hidden motive. It is crucial to recognize that trust is not something that should be given freely to everyone, especially when someone insists that they deserve it without proving their sincerity and reliability. Often, people who demand trust are the ones least worthy of it. They pressure others into believing in them without demonstrating honesty, integrity, or consistency. A trustworthy person does not need to beg for trust. Their actions naturally establish. They show up when needed, fulfill promises, and remain truthful even when it is inconvenient. On the other hand, those who repeatedly say, "Trust me," without backing their words with genuine actions should raise concerns. There are people who manipulate emotions to gain trust. They use sympathy, guilt, or even fear to force others into believing in them. Such individuals might say things like, "If you don't trust me, it means you don't care about me," or "I thought we were close. Why would you doubt me?" This emotional manipulation is a tactic to bypass the natural process of earning trust. Real trust does not need to be coerced. It develops organically through time and experience. Another way untrustworthy individuals try to demand trust is by comparing themselves to others. They might say, "I'm not like those people. You can trust me." However, genuine trustworthiness does not require comparison. A person who is truly reliable does not need to prove their honesty by pointing out the flaws of others. Instead, their consistent behavior is enough to establish their credibility. Trust is built through consistency. One of the clearest signs of a trustworthy person is that their words align with their actions. If someone frequently changes their stance, makes excuses for broken promises, or behaves differently depending on the situation, their trustworthiness is questionable. True integrity is not selective. It remains firm regardless of circumstances. A person who is only honest when it benefits them but deceptive when it suits their needs cannot be trusted. Experience also plays a major role in determining trust. If someone has repeatedly betrayed your confidence, dismissed your concerns, or acted dishonestly in the past, it is unwise to blindly trust them again. While people can change, true change is demonstrated through actions, not mere words. If someone expects instant trust after a history of deception, they are likely not sincere. Trust once broken takes time to rebuild, and anyone who rushes this process is more concerned with regaining control than proving their reliability. People who demand trust often expect it without accountability. A truly trustworthy person is not afraid of being questioned. They understand that trust is a two-way street and are willing to provide reassurance through their actions. Those who become defensive or angry when asked for clarification often have something to hide. Trust should never be blind. It should be built on transparency and mutual understanding. In relationships, whether friendships, family bonds, or business dealings, trust should always be given with caution. Just because someone holds a particular title in your life does not automatically mean they deserve complete trust. It is essential to observe their character over time, especially in moments of difficulty or adversity. Many people appear reliable when things are easy, but their true nature is revealed in challenging times. A person who disappears when you need them most or only shows up when they benefit from you is not worthy of trust. A critical aspect of trust is its connection to personal boundaries. When someone demands trust, they are often attempting to bypass your right to question, analyze, or set limits. Trust does not mean unquestioning obedience. It means having confidence in someone based on their past reliability. If a person expects you to believe in them without proof, they are asking for control, not trust. True trust respects boundaries and does not seek to override them. Trust is also deeply connected to honesty. A person who is willing to lie for their own gain, even in small matters, cannot be trusted in greater ones. If someone frequently deceives others but insists they are truthful with you, it is only a matter of time before they extend their dishonesty in your direction. A trustworthy person values truth even when it is difficult, whereas a manipulative individual sees honesty as optional, using it only when it serves their interests. Many times, people confuse trust with forgiveness. While forgiveness is a virtue, it does not mean that trust should be instantly restored after a betrayal. Some individuals take advantage of this, expecting people to forget past wrongs and trust them immediately after an apology. However, genuine trust is rebuilt through actions, not merely through words. A person who truly regrets their mistakes will understand that trust must be regained over time, not demanded instantly. It is also important to differentiate between trust and dependence. Some people manipulate others into trusting them by creating a sense of dependence. They make themselves seem indispensable, convincing others that they cannot function without them. This is not true trust, but rather control disguised as loyalty. A trustworthy person empowers others rather than making them feel helpless without their presence. Ultimately, trust is a precious gift that should not be given away carelessly. It must be earned through consistent honesty, integrity, and reliability. Those who demand it without proving their worth are often the least deserving of it. Being cautious with trust does not mean being unkind or suspicious of everyone. Rather, it means protecting oneself from harm and ensuring that trust is placed in those who truly honor it. Integrity is one of the most important qualities a person can have, yet it is often tested when loyalty is involved. Many times in life, we are placed in situations where we must choose between standing by our principles or protecting someone we care about. This is not always easy, but it is necessary. A person of true integrity will never allow their loyalty to others to override their moral values. There are people who will try to convince you that being a good friend, a loyal family member, or a devoted colleague means you should always support them, no matter what. They will make you feel as though questioning them or holding them accountable is an act of betrayal. This is where the test of integrity begins. True loyalty does not mean turning a blind eye to wrongdoing. It means guiding others toward what is right, even if it is uncomfortable or difficult. When someone asks you to cover for their lies, to participate in deceit, or to support them in an act of injustice, they are not asking for loyalty. They are asking for compromise. They want you to sacrifice your values for their benefit. This is not friendship, nor is it love. A person who truly cares about you would never want you to put yourself in a position where your integrity is at risk. They would respect your morals and never ask you to go against them. It is easy to stand by what is right when there is no personal cost involved. The real challenge comes when doing the right thing might result in losing a relationship, facing criticism, or dealing with confrontation. Many people choose silence in these moments, thinking it is the safer option. But silence in the face of wrongdoing is a form of participation. Ignoring dishonesty, injustice, or unethical behavior does not make a person neutral. It makes them complicit. Some individuals use emotional manipulation to make others choose loyalty over integrity. They may say things like, "If you were really my friend, you would support me," or "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me." This tactic is designed to make you feel guilty for standing by your values. But a relationship built on guilt is not a relationship at all. It is control. Not all. True loyalty is based on mutual respect, and respect includes honoring each other's moral boundaries. There are moments in life when standing by the truth may come at a cost. You may lose friends, face backlash, or even feel isolated. But compromising your principles for the sake of keeping a relationship will cost you even more. A person who constantly asks you to bend your morals for their sake will only continue to do so, testing how far you are willing to go to please them. The more you give in, the more they will demand. Integrity also plays a role in the workplace. Many employees find themselves in situations where they are asked to overlook unethical practices, hide mistakes, or engage in dishonest dealings to protect their employers or colleagues. Some justify it by saying it's just business or everyone does it. But just because something is common does not make it right. A person of integrity does not allow external pressures to dictate their moral compass. They understand that their reputation and self-respect are worth more than any short-term benefit gained from participating in wrongdoing. There are also instances where family loyalty is used to justify unethical behavior. Some people expect family members to support them regardless of what they do, even if it involves deception or harm to others. This is a dangerous mindset. While family bonds are important, they should never come at the cost of moral integrity. A family that encourages honesty and accountability is stronger than one that demands blind loyalty at the expense of what is right. Standing firm in integrity does not mean being harsh or unforgiving. It is possible to correct someone, to refuse participation in wrongdoing, and to maintain personal boundaries without hostility. The key is to remain calm and firm. When faced with a request that challenges your principles, a simple yet clear response is enough. "I cannot do that because it is not right." There is no need for lengthy explanations or justifications. Those who respect you will understand, and those who do not were never truly invested in your well-being. The most difficult tests of integrity often come from those closest to us. It is one thing to refuse a stranger who asks you to compromise your morals, but it is much harder when that request comes from a loved one. This is why self-awareness is essential. A person who knows their values and stands firm in them will not be easily swayed by emotional appeals or social pressure. They will recognize manipulation for what it is and refuse to participate in it. Integrity also brings peace of mind. A person who consistently stands by their values does not have to live in fear of being exposed or caught in a lie. They do not have to keep track of falsehoods or worry about being associated with wrongdoing. Their conscience remains clear because they have chosen truth over deception, righteousness over convenience, and self-respect over the approval of others. Setting healthy boundaries is one of the most important things a person can do to protect their mental, emotional, and even financial well-being. Many people struggle with this because they fear disappointing others, being seen as selfish, or damaging relationships. However, without clear boundaries, it becomes easy for others to take advantage of kindness, manipulate emotions, and overstep personal limits. Learning to say no when necessary is not an act of selfishness, but one of self-respect and wisdom. There are individuals who make it their habit to push others beyond their comfort zones, constantly asking for favors, demanding time, or expecting sacrifices without reciprocation. They operate with a sense of entitlement, assuming that others should always accommodate them, regardless of the cost. This is where boundaries become essential. A person who respects you will not take offense when you assert your limits. However, those who only seek to benefit from you will react negatively, trying to make you feel guilty or unreasonable for prioritizing yourself. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with setting boundaries is the fear of being perceived as rude or unkind. Society often teaches that saying yes is a sign of being a good person, while saying no is associated with rejection or hostility. However, true kindness does not mean allowing others to exploit your generosity. There is a difference between helping out of sincerity and being pressured into doing things that drain your energy and resources. A person who values your presence in their life will understand and accept when you need to decline. Manipulative individuals often prey on those who struggle with boundaries. They know how to use emotional tactics to get what they want. They may say things like, "If you really cared, you would do this for me," or "I thought I could count on you." These statements are designed to create guilt and push you into compliance. Recognizing such tactics is the first step toward breaking free from unhealthy patterns. No one should feel obligated to meet unreasonable demands just to prove their loyalty or affection. In personal relationships, boundaries play a crucial role in maintaining balance. Whether it is a friendship, family connection, or romantic partnership, mutual respect is key. A healthy relationship is one where both parties understand and honor each other's limits. If one person is constantly giving while the other is only taking, resentment builds and the relationship becomes toxic. It is important to communicate openly and assertively, making it clear what is acceptable and what is not. Those who care will adjust. Those who only seek to benefit will resist. Workplace boundaries are just as important. Many employees struggle with saying no to extra work, staying late beyond their capacity, or taking on responsibilities that are not theirs. This often happens because they fear losing opportunities, disappointing their superiors, or being seen as unwilling to contribute. However, constantly saying yes to unreasonable demands leads to burnout, stress, and dissatisfaction. A productive and fulfilling work environment is one where employees feel comfortable setting limits without the fear of negative consequences. Those who respect your skills and efforts will not expect you to sacrifice your well-being for their benefit. Financial boundaries are another area where people often feel pressured. Some individuals believe that if a person has more than them, they are obligated to give without question. While generosity is a noble trait, it should not be exploited. Lending money repeatedly to those who do not make efforts to improve their situation, funding others' luxuries while struggling with one's own responsibilities, or feeling pressured to spend beyond one's means to please others are all signs of weak financial boundaries. A responsible person understands the importance of managing their resources wisely and does not allow guilt to dictate their financial decisions. Social boundaries are also essential in maintaining peace of mind. Some people demand constant availability, expecting immediate responses to messages, frequent favors, or unending emotional support. While being there for others is important, it should not come at the cost of personal well-being. No one is required to be accessible at all times, nor should they feel guilty for taking time for themselves. True friends and supportive family members understand that everyone needs space and time to recharge. A person who does not set boundaries often attracts those who have no regard for them. This is why it is crucial to establish limits early in any relationship. Those who respect you will adjust, while those who are only there for their own benefit will disappear. This may seem difficult at first, especially for those who are used to pleasing others. But over time, it becomes clear that boundaries are a form of self-care. They allow a person to focus on what truly matters, protect the energy, and maintain healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about ensuring that interactions remain balanced and respectful. They are about recognizing self-worth and refusing to tolerate treatment